Hi folks, Country Prepper here. Before I get to the topic at hand, I just wanted to let you guys know about a couple of little changes that I'm making to the channel. I have another video coming up after this one. Might get uploaded tomorrow, but it's about my Kydex sheaths. And I know not everybody is interested in my Kydex sheath stuff. And so what I'm going to do is, as you noticed, I brought back my intro on this video. It also had the regular Country Prepper green banner on the thumbnail. My Kydex sheath videos from now on will have the CP Kydex banner and the CP Kydex intro. That way if somebody misses it on the thumbnail, they'll see it in the intro and go, oh, this is a Kydex sheath video. I'm not interested. They can click off of it. They don't have to watch it. So since I combined my two channels, I've kind of gotten a gripe about that every now and then. So just wanted to let you guys know about that. So for the last 3 days, we have been getting a bunch of storms, and I'm not just talking like little rain showers, I'm talking like severe storms. High winds, hail, tornado watches, tornado warnings, just a lot of bad weather. There's another storm supposed to be coming here in the next couple of hours, and so I took some time and just kind of thought about the steps that we take as a family to prepare for severe storms, and I thought I'd let you guys know kind of what we do, and maybe it'll give you some ideas of what you and your families or your friends or whatever can do. So these are the first 10 steps we take when a storm is coming. First up, you should have some sort of emergency plan in place that your family knows about, and hopefully you've run some drills on this plan. So that is number one. Remind your family, because kind of go over the plan real quick when you know a storm's coming. Let them know, depending on the situation at hand, what they need to do, what everybody's role is, that sort of thing. Step number two, make sure all your power banks, your flashlights, and lanterns and stuff like that is all charged up, fueled up, whatever you need to make sure that they're ready to go and available and in a place where you can get to them. Step number three, I make sure everybody in the family is equipped with a flashlight, a headlamp, and a glow stick. The reason for the glow stick is, in our situation, we have a lot of tornadoes here in Iowa, and this time of year especially, and so we have a spot down in the basement where we would take cover if a tornado does come through here, and if something should happen to the house and we're, trapped down there or whatever, we want somebody, for several hours those glow sticks will stay lit up, and so it'd make it easier for you to be found, easier for your family members if somebody is free of the debris or whatever, to be able to find you. Just makes things a little bit easier. Also, if the lights are out for a long time, if something happens to somebody's flashlight, it's easier to find somebody. That's the basic reason behind it. Why both a flashlight and a headlamp? Because two is one is none, guys. Just as a backup, if you need your hands, you got the headlamp. If you don't, shut the headlamp off. Preserve the power that you have, the battery life that you have. Use the flashlight when you don't need your hands free. So that's why I cover all three things. Step number four, access your weather radios, ham radios. If you have a scanner like we have, my wife did pass her EMT test, by the way, and so she has the emergency scanner, whatever they call it, I can't think of it right now, emergency systems scanner. Most people have a weather radio, so that is a good thing to make sure it's tuned into the weather radio station. Make sure the batteries are charged up. If it's a wind up one, wind it up for a while and make sure it's the charge is topped up on it. Also, like with your ham radio, it should already be programmed with all of the fire department, sheriff's department, all of the emergency resources in your area. And so make sure that that's charged up, make sure it's ready to go. Usually a good idea for each adult to have one. Step number five is to make sure that all exits and pathways to a safe location in your house or wherever you need to go is clear of any debris or anything like that. Our basement steps, like in the case of a tornado, our basement steps are off of the kitchen, and our trash can sits there on the landing, and so we make sure everything is out of the way. Make sure that there's nothing on the steps. If somebody dropped a water bottle or something like that, you don't want to be running down the steps and having a different kind of emergency because you tripped or slipped on something. So just make sure that all the pathways to safe locations and your exits are clear. Step number 6. Now, you guys have all built your first aid kits up, right? Made sure there was plenty of trauma stuff in there. Make sure that that stuff is accessible, easy to get to, and ready to go at a moment's notice. Step number 7, in our case, for, like I said, over and over again, tornadoes, in your safety location, wherever you go, make sure that you have some supplies there, like blankets, water, first aid supplies, maybe even some food if you happen to be trapped down there for a long time. You know, just make sure you have something, food that does not require cooking. So maybe like some granola bars or, you know, whatever, stuff like that. Something that doesn't need cooked. That way you don't keep any fuel sources near you, because you don't want something like that exploding, you know, should the house cave in or something like that. Just something to keep in mind. Step number 8. Now, this is when I would get our bug out bags ready to go. Make sure they're out, like in our dining room. Our dining room table is less than 10 feet from 2 exits. So we have a patio door coming out to the deck, and then about 10 feet away is the front door going out onto the porch and out the storm door. So we make sure that our bug out bags are in a central location where you can grab them quick and go if you should need to. Step number 9, after you have everything, all your ducks in a row, you have everything in order, start paying closer attention to the radio broadcasts, the emergency system response broadcasts, all that kind of stuff. I'll usually open like a window or come out on the porch where I can open a window if the storms are really bad, and so that way I can listen for sirens. In this town, I don't know how they do it in other states, but here in Iowa, at least everywhere that I've lived, the fire department has a siren, and it'll have different, like a different cadence type of thing. Like it'll be short blasts or a long blast depending on the type of emergency there is. So keep your ears and eyes open on all emergency response systems. Last up, number 10, most people probably don't think of this, but if you have time, eat something and drink plenty of water, because if things get really bad, you don't know when your next meal is going to be. You don't know when you're going to get another drink of water. So the best storage container on the planet for a person is their body. Store plenty of water in your body. So if you do have time, you know, if you've got like an hour advance notice or something like that, try to get something to eat and try to drink a couple of bottles of water. Just that way you have something in your system should you have to go without for a long period of time. Now, I also have a couple of bonus tips for you guys, and that's because these don't really apply to everybody, but they will probably apply to quite a few people, so I just thought I'd throw them in there. Bonus tip number 1, if you have plenty of advanced warning, like say for instance you live on the coast, hurricane coming, they usually know a few days out at least. So make sure that you check all the fluids and tire pressure and stuff like that in your vehicles. Make sure that they're supplied and ready to go for when that hurricane hits. My second bonus tip is for those people who require medications to live, like insulin or like heart medication, like blood pressure medication or something like that. If you can, keep a capsule with your meds on your person. I hate that term, but like keep it in your pocket in a waterproof capsule. For like insulin and the syringes, I don't know, there's got to be a capsule big enough to fit one of those in. If not, you know, stick it in a hard container, something big enough that you can, or something small enough that you can keep it in your pocket just in case you need it. You know, again, people get trapped when there's big severe storms and natural disasters, so having those medications with you is just a good idea. One last bonus tip for people that are on an extremely tight budget. I've been contacted by quite a few people who are on a fixed income and want some ideas for some, you know, really cheap stuff that they could keep in like their power outage kits or whatever. And so this is actually what I have for my daughter, because these only cost $1 a piece. They come in several colors. They come with batteries for $1 a piece. So they have these little headlamps at Walmart, and she just loves this little thing. Of course, it's pink. And then the flashlights. This has 3 AAA batteries in it. You can't even buy a package of batteries for $1, but you can get this flashlight with the batteries for $1 at Walmart. So, or at least at our local Walmart. I've checked like 3 different Walmarts and they all had them. So, you know, good place to check. it's one of those things. We keep these type of things as like backups or spares in our power outage kits and stuff like that. And of course for the kids, because you know, you don't want to give them a $50 tactical flashlight. So it looks like the calm before the storm. The wind has really died down and it's getting really dark out. So I'm going to call it at that. And if you have any suggestions or other ideas, please leave them in the comment section below. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.